Hey kiddos, for today's activity we're going to draw clowns in a circus tent, so let's grab our pencils and go. More precisely, you're going to need a big piece of paper to cover your workstation and a smaller piece of paper to do your drawing. You're also going to need a pencil to do the drawing, and also some colored pencils and some markers to color it in. Okay, so we're going to take our piece of paper here, and we're going to start with the curtains. So we're going to start up here towards the right-hand side and draw towards the middle, right where I've drawn that dot. Perfect. So now we're going to take it from the left-hand side, same thing, upwards, towards the middle, and then from the middle, down. Great. So in here, I'm also going to do a little bit of a scalloping for our circus tent, so it looks really nice for the audience. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my red marker, and I'm going to outline the entire curtain. So just follow your pencil around and down the curtain, and then the same thing on the other side. So down the curtain and up on the upper side. Great. And then we can just go ahead and work on the scalloping. I don't know if you've ever been to the circus, but the theaters are really, really impressive. Lots of different colors and big curtains. Perfect. So now I'm going to take a few colored pencils. I'm going to take some yellow and I'm going to take some red. Yeah, that red looks good. Perfect. So I'm first going to start here with my yellow, and I'm going to split my curtain in half. So basically my curtain is going to be half yellow and half red. Make my little line right here on each part of the curtain. Great. So now I can start coloring in. So on the closer half of the curtain, it's going to be red, and on the outside half, it's going to be yellow. So if you want to, you can make your curtains, just one color. Maybe you want to make them, red and purple, or, red and blue. You can choose any kind of color you want. But it's true that at the circus and in most theaters, the curtains have some red kind of velvet. It's kind of the traditional kind of theater curtain. Perfect. Just going to work on the other side here. So just doing the inner part. Ooh, I need to sharpen a bit. If you need a sharpening break, you can follow me. Perfect. So usually clowns kind of freak me out. But I think I'm going to make these clowns look kind of nice. So they're not too scary. Like very colorful and silly, nice ones. Perfect. This last chunk here, I'm just holding down my paper so it doesn't fly off. Right against the yellow line here. Paper is being so tricky. And we're almost done. Awesome. So now I'm going to take my yellow, color in the outer parts. Great. Perfect. There's a little corner. Awesome. So we have 3 little corners left. Kind of like the yellow. It makes it look nice and sunshiny. I haven't been to the circus in a really long time, but it sure is fun. From the clowns to the animals to the gymnasts and the fire. It's like a zoo coming alive. Great. So for the scalloping up here, I'm going to separate each scallop as being a different color. So the first scallop is going to be yellow, and so will the third one and the 5th one. And then in between, they'll be red. So it's going to go yellow, red, yellow, red. Perfect. And then my red, and color in the rest. Perfect. So also for you kids that have aquarellum colored pencils, we're going to use the same here as well. So we're going to take a little bit of water here with my paintbrush, and we're just going to glide over our paint. Look at that, our colored pencil is becoming paint instantly, so that looks really nice. Perfect, and then down below as well. And now I'm just going to focus on the red ones. Just do the red, because just like paint, if you start doing other colors, they'll start to mix. So here I'm just paddling through with a little bit more water, not too much. If we use too much water, then, the paper will start to curl. Perfect. So now my red is done. I'm going to rinse my paintbrush and start working on the yellow. Look how bright the yellow looks once we add water to it. It's really awesome. So just small little brush strokes for the scalloped parts because it's much smaller. Then larger brush strokes for the corners. Okay, great. So our theater is almost done, but now we need to draw our clowns. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to start drawing the first shape of my 3 clowns. So my first clown is going to be over here on the left-hand side of the paper. And I'm going to make it kind of, in this corner here to have enough room for the other clowns. So I'm going to start with this little clown hat. So it's kind of like a small rectangle with a square coming out of it on top. So under there, I'm going to do 2 crosses for my clown's eyes, a circle in the middle for his nose. As we know, most clowns have those kind of great noses in the middle. Then I'm going to do kind of this long oval here with a line in the middle for his mouth. Then I'm going to do kind of a little bow tie right underneath. And then maybe a little puffy top, kind of a scalloping, just like that, like a collar and a dress, which is going to connect. And then some kind of weird, doofy clown feet, because they're always wearing those crazy shoes. So 2 crazy clown feet. You can do whatever kind of crazy clown feet you want, but mine are going to be kind of like hooks like that. Then for the ears, I'm going to do like 2 little, almost look like clouds. And for the arms, we're going to do a few connecting balls. Perfect. Great. So now we can start doing our second clown, and all of our clowns can look a little bit different. And even if your penciling looks a little off, we can fix it afterwards with the colored pencils. So here I'm going to do a little weird hat, a little bit different from our first clown's hat. 2 crosses for the eyes. Some little cloud ears. A round ball for the nose. And a semicircle for the mouth. Then we're going to do another bow tie. So it's like 2 big round circles and a small one in the middle. Then we're going to do a smaller little collar, which is like a triangle. And then the little dress. Then the feet are like kind of tall triangular pyramids. And some kind of doofy big shoes. Perfect. How funny do our clowns look? Okay, great. So now I'm going to make my third clown. I kind of want it to be like a little baby clown. Up here. First, going to draw his body, which is going to be like a square. Then we're going to draw little arms, like little balls, floating around. And you can go into the curtain, don't worry. 2 circles for his legs. And 2 little almost boat-like figures for his feet. And this is going to be a tiny little clown, so I'm going to have the head right here. So 2 crosses for his eyes, 2 circles for his cheeks and for his nose, and a semicircle for the mouth. And 2 little ears on either side. And then his hat, I'm going to make it like a big elf's hat, right across with a pom-pom. Perfect. So now what we can do is we can color in our clowns with some colored pencil and marker. So now I'm going to grab my marker, start working on my first clown. So I'm going to grab a few different colors, a little bit of red, a little bit of purple, some blue, some orange. Ooh, what else can I choose? Some yellow, definitely. Some green. These are going to be really, really colorful clowns. So I'm pretty much picking almost every color that I have in my box of markers. Perfect. Okay, so let's start with our first clown here. And again, you can use any color you want for any of the components of your clown, but I'm going to start with red for his hat, which is going to match with the curtains. So I'm just coloring in his little hat. Look at his little tiny hat. It's almost like a top hat, which is what like fancy men used to wear in the 1800s. And then I'm going to do the 2 crosses for his eyes with my black marker. Some yellow for his crazy ears. It's also going to match with our curtains. So remember, it doesn't have to fit perfectly against the pencil that we did, but it should, work as a nice reference for you. And then some blue for the little nose in the middle, a little nose ball. And, most clowns have those noses where you squeeze on the nose and it makes a little quink, quink noise. Some red for the mouth. Perfect. I'm going to put a dash of black right between the mouth so we can see the lips. And now for his bow tie, I'm going to use, I think, another little bit of yellow here. Perfect. And decorate it with some polka dots. Just dot, 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 all the way through. Perfect. Okay, so now we have this crazy collar. I'm going to make it blue to match with his little nose. So I'm just drawing right here, all along the contours, which will make it easier to color in afterwards. So drawing right outside, all around, and then coloring in nice and not too fast, just to make sure that we don't go overboard. Perfect. So nice and even, right through. Our clown almost looks like a scary old woman, doesn't he? Okay, great. So I'm going to take a slightly darker blue pen here. And I'm going to add some stripes here, which is going to make him look more clown-like. Perfect. Then a little bit of red to decorate the dress. So straight down, doing the contouring. And then I'm going to do maybe like a little checker pattern that'll look kind of cool and clowny. So straight lines down. Nice and straight, and then right across horizontally to make like a checkerboard. Looks like a picnic napkin almost. Great. So now we can work on the funky little feet, which I'm making orange. Perfect. Again, the crazier you make your colors, I think the more clown-like it's gonna look. They usually mix, greens and purples and blacks and reds. And then these feet are gonna be yellow. Looks like banana feet. Look at that. And for the clown's arms, I think I'm gonna do kind of just little green and blue balls here. So just coloring in those little balls. It almost looks like juggling balls. And the little blue balls in the middle. You know, clowns are supposed to be scary sometimes, but this clown looks really nice. Okay, so now we have our biggest clown in the middle. He's like the head clown because he's so tall. So I'm going to draw his hat first in a kind of like pale pink. So it's basically like a triangle with like a little pom-pom right up top. Great. Then I need to do his eyes, which I'm going to just cross over in black. Little red nose. Perfect. Then a little bit more of that pink for the lips. The lips red or pink or any other color might work. And the black to do a little crease. What I've been doing, I've been keeping a few markers in my right hand. So all the colors that I'm using the most frequently, I can just boop, pop them right out of my hand. A little hot pink for the ears. Matches my bracelet. Great. And let's do some aqua for his bow tie. These bow ties are huge. They definitely don't look like the bow ties that, you know, your dad or your grandpa might have worn to a wedding. These are really big old clown bow ties. And a little bit of green just to outline the bow tie and add a little polka dot. So that's how we know how this clown and the other clown are related. They both got these little polka dot bow ties. And almost done with the outline. Great. So now we have this collar here, which I'm going to make bright yellow, like bright sunshine yellow. Perfect, just over and around the little bow tie. Perfect. If you ever run out of green marker, you could mix yellow marker with aqua and it'll turn into light green. Kind of just like your paints. Purple for the skirt. So I'm just going to add these kind of diagonal stripes here because clowns love their crazy prints. And then I'm going to just outline it right along the edges. Over and up. And over up top. And then he's got these crazy feet here, these massive feet. So we can make the top parts here orange. Perfect. Color those right in. Perfect, like little carrot feet. Bright orange. Awesome. Their next little foot. So you remember the contouring is definitely going to help you while you're coloring in. And then right through. Perfect. Look how colorful these clowns are. I think this drawing would look really nice, you know, in your bedroom or, you know, anywhere where you might have a lot of color. Could look really cool. And purple for his shoes, which is going to match with his skirt. Perfect. Coloring in right here with his big purple shoes. Clown shoes are usually huge. They're usually like 2 or 3 times the size of your regular foot size. They just have these massive shoes and they can put things in them, all of their little tricks and things. To be a good clown, you have to know how to walk in those shoes, that's for sure. I think they teach you that in clown school. Okay, great. So I'm taking some of my green here to do the hat outline for my little elf clown here, who's so cute. Look how small he is. He looks like he's flying. And outlining my hat here, coloring him right in. And I'm going to take my light green here for his little poof. I'm going to also use it, I think, for his ears. and the black for the crosses that are the eyes. A little bit of red for his nose. And some pink for his cheeks. And also for his mouth. Since this clown is so much smaller, I wonder if his nose makes a higher squeaking pitch, instead of rah, rah, maybe it's rah, rah. And a little light green right here for the ears. Great. So I guess for his body, I want it to match with his hat because he looks so good in green. So I'm going to take some of this medium green here, contour it, boom, up and around, and fill him in. Up and around. Looks like a Christmas clown. I love him. So cute. Little Christmas clown. Okay, great. So once his belly is all filled in, we have to do his arms and his little legs. So I think I'm going to choose pink for the little balls on his arms and his hands. So just quick little circles to fill in the balls on either side. Perfect. And then his feet, kind of those little banana boat feet. In pink on either side. Great. And then, I really like the aqua from the bow tie of our middle clown, so I think I'm going to use it again for those little balls right there. Perfect. Oh my gosh, I think we're done. Let's take a look, you guys. Awesome job. So kiddos, here are our clowns. I hope you had a great time making them today. I'd also love to see your work, so please send in a picture to tutokid.com with the help of your parents. Hope to see you soon.